7 in service, 17 minutes.
Hey, how you doing?
722 Walnut, station please on a no problem, 8397221. Station please on a no problem, 83.
So far, there's nothing. I think there's been some rain, but the temperature, if anything, it might be close to freezing. There's no ice on the roads or anything. It's still just treatment, looks like. Like they put salt and everything down. I gotta find all my stuff for later.
Number 5 response is 12100 East 42nd Street South. Number 5 response is 12,100 East 42nd Street South. And then Chrysler, 414 District 5.
Dispatch DC1, DC11 in service.
Copy DC1 and DC11 in service. Connecting. Mountain North is the hospital non-emergent 19 minutes after.
Shut down for service.
Copy. Information, crime fires en route 200. 0023 Northeast 138th Street, have a 68-year-old female unirruptive of breathing, has history of high and low blood pressure.
Copy. I'll head up there.
20 minutes.
There's a Kansas City salt truck sitting right here.
I'll be following the ambulance to the hospital.
I'll be calling ambulance hospital at 20 minutes after.
Out of service. So is this one.
1353, leave from 1042.
1333, 20 minutes. 07 West 40th Street, on a traumatic injury, 84.
George 1, Henry 3, Nora, Boy George 1, Henry 3, Nora. Should come back on a silver Mustang.
Ford Mustang, Robert Miller of Blue Springs, nothing further.
Copy.
You know, an external mic has been hooked up. Oh, hi, Bobby Broadway. You got the symbol of a coffee cup there. Does that mean you like your coffee, or do you like coffee houses? So if you like coffee houses, which is your favorite one? Screen switch. I don't know why the thing does that. Alright. Let's hit record. So far, the weather, if you haven't stepped out, is it's probably right at freezing, but oh, yeah, I do like my coffee. But coffee isn't about coffee. It's about having a place to go and hanging out and gathering your thoughts and people watching and all the things I used to go to a bar for, but I never used to sit at a bar and go, beer. Does Denver have good diners? Me and the missus, when we travel, we've traveled through Denver, but never really actually stopped until when my sister got married in 2014. Wow, was it 2014? We went there, or was it 2015? All over. Yeah, what's the name of the main east-west road? It's slipping my mind right now. There's a Colfax Drive. That's it. So when we came back from my sister's wedding, I was in the movie. We got off right a little bit west of the Capitol building. Got on Colfax, can't say it, Colfax Drive, and headed east all the way out of Denver. And that was a very neat drive. It's like, it's if you like Route 66, you like Colfax. Uh-oh, there's some precipitation happening. Oops. Sorry, I had turned the scanner on. I don't know what that does to my live stream. My phone is multitasking.
We do have a phone number for the chassis.
Phone number?
They told RRQ that they weren't answering the phone, so they didn't want the mail to hear them. I'm not sure if they'll answer for us or not.
Yeah, the
820, 822, get your information.
I discovered with Toyotas, the sound may be a little tinny. It's not the best mic in the world, but when you plug the camera into the or the phone into the car jack, it goes through the what do they call it? Apple CarPlay system. Apple CarPlay. Built-in app in your iPhone, and it runs it through the car system, and then the mic is right up here on the ceiling, right above my head.
987.
I can't think. Got a long day ahead of me. I'm gonna wish I had some coffee. I got some iced tea and Gatorade. I might reach for my Gatorade now. Oh, one of those things is empty. Boy, for sitting in the car all night, it's not very cold.
342 of the Texas Tech.
Where'd you go ahead?
Texas, George Floyd, Nora, 6030. George Floyd,
Is that what? I went to bed and they were predicting it was going to be snowing until 4 p.m.
8148, go ahead.
Washington, Missouri, Washington, Creed, Mary, Millicent Charles, Robert Edward, Adam Daniel, Crystal Cynthia, Charles Young, Nora, Tom Henry.
Yeah, well,
Neighbor 0923.
hopefully it won't be a repeat of the past couple nights. Past couple nights have been going to homicides. And yesterday's was the worst because from what I'm seeing, it's a young kid. I don't know what they've reported yet, so I won't say much more than that. No, you don't go to Snow Creek generally in the morning shift.
Alright, goes back to one. Valid concept expiring 2027, no further restrictions. Shows the medical marijuana card.
Back when I worked at the TV station that won't be mentioned, had a night side shoot at Snow Creek, which was kind of fun. Got to ride on the ski lift, which is actually scary to me. You know, there's nothing that holds you in those ski lifts. And then went down the hill on a toboggan with the camera. And that was what, 2006, so I had my big boy camera, big and heavy. I still have that camera. It was when they went digital. My boss at the time said, "Get that thing out of here and, keep it at your house in case your other camera breaks. Then you have to go back to this one," which we never did. So it's still sitting in my basement. Yeah, it was kind of fun. That was one shoot where we actually had an engineer come, and we used a satellite truck.
42 minutes.
Nowadays, you go to a shoot like that, you bring your TVU or LiveView or the Gero, whatever device. Some people may even use Teradek, but I don't know if Teradek is so good anymore. I just don't know. And you hope that it works. You hope you get enough cell signal on. Usually in these devices you have like 5 air cards. What these devices really are is they're a hotspot, but instead of using one service, they'll use 5. Like we had the first one we ever used was the Teradek, and it had slots for 4, but we only used 3. And they complained about how expensive that was. And it didn't work half the time, and when it did, it was kind of choppy. Well, if you get any good halfway decent service anymore, you can get by using one hotspot. Like I'm using, now I'm just using my cell phone. And, you know, the playback of my live streams are usually pretty decent. Now, when we come up here to, over here on Broadway, past the convention center, it usually gives me a warning that my internet provider isn't doing so well in that spot. So we'll see when we pass by there. I'll start getting really choppy, and the thing will stutter and everything. Wow, they really did treat the roads. I can see it.
Adam, Young, Lincoln, Ocean
And
North,
somebody in the
Big
back
Run,
seat's giving me a hand
Whitetail,
sign that doesn't look like a nice hand sign. I don't know what these people are doing. Maybe they're watching me. Yeah, you got to be careful these days. You never know when you might be live streamed or caught on a dash cam and your antics replayed. I think they might be lost. They're looking for something. Yeah, look at the treatment on the road. That's not snow or ice. That's salt. Of course, the wonderful thing is they put the salt down and then it all blows to the side of the road. So the side of the road, if you drive there, it'll be fine. Oh, you mean like a homeless tent? Man, that would be sad.
just to the other side of you guys there.
Yeah, I don't have access to, I'm using my other phone as a black box camera. Hail in Wichita? That'd be interesting. Right, here's where I'll start cutting out here for. Is unstable due to a weak network connection. Are you sure that's not sleet? I don't know what the conditions are down there, so I couldn't know, but I would imagine that it's not like convective thunderstorms like in the springtime where, you know, it's hailing. It would be more like if it's around freezing, it might be sleet. And usually when you get sleet, temperatures are just above freezing. How do they say that works? Fall goes colder, and it freezes,
20 minutes.
and then when it hits the ground as solid. And it, you know, usually the temperature on the ground is a little bit above to just around freezing. Oh yeah, sleet is pretty, can be hard little pellets of ice. Sleet is more misery. Like hail could be very dangerous. Hail could kill you if you're caught out in it, if it's big enough.
We had 606 en route, but then some officers seemed to have changed.
I believe the way hail works is the thunderstorm is so turbulent, and so violent that it's picking up the ice crystals in the upper part of the clouds and sending them straight down to the ground. And as they go through cold layers of the atmosphere, they get bigger and bigger. Hail is one of my worst nightmares. I fear hail more than I fear tornadoes. Mostly because of the damage if you're out in it.
Has belongings in the house, and that you won't make him leave.
Damage it can do to your roof of your house. I avoid this Quick Trip on Westport Road, by the way. I don't go there anymore. I've gone there too many times and been super aggressively panhandled. The time I pulled up there and I went to the gas pump and somebody pounded on my window demanding money. Almost like, you know, when you're not expecting it, it scares the crap out of you. But when it does happen, you're like, I don't think this person was that aggressive to where it was like really demanding money, but they did pound on my window. And then when I obviously was very cross with them, they left very quickly. But, you know, and somebody sits there. I've been aggressively panhandled in places where they threaten to do violence to you, which is borderline strong arm robbery. When they start yelling at you and acting like they're going to be violent. Usually when somebody is like that, they don't last very long in one spot. The police show up pretty quickly because people really don't take too kindly to that. Or, you know, somebody takes matters into their own hands, unfortunately, which they shouldn't. And I've seen that too, where somebody has been aggressively panhandling and starts yelling and cussing at somebody and they get a fist in their face. I've seen that happen. Oh, thanks. Thanks for all your comments on my videos. If I don't respond to every comment, it's I'm sorry. I feel bad about that, but you know, when I'm talking to Rhyme Time, who's in Independence, but I try to go through my videos and see, you know, sometimes I don't even get around to monetizing them, which YouTube makes you do. In some cases, the way I upload them, it makes me go back and monetize them later, which is annoying. State public safety. You got big old American flags all over it. I think that's probably private security. Oh, I'm doing all right. keeping busy with the kiddos. They constantly are coming up with stuff that we have to respond to. It's the way it is with kids.
They said specifically did not get on I-70 that went south.
And that's why I'm sometimes so busy. You know, like I find time in the day to, you know, I do a lot of my video editing and everything on my phone. As a matter of fact, I do all of it on my phone. It's very rare that I go to my laptop anymore. And I can upload it straight from my phone and everything else like that. But sometimes, you know, the way the settings are, the way it's set up, it doesn't want to monetize it, so I have to go back later and monetize it. Which means that I miss out on, well, actually nothing, because I don't have that many views.
Train service, 54 minutes.
So far, the weather is dry. I had a few sprinkles earlier, and it's like, uh-oh, here it comes. But oh man, Broadway is bumpy. Let's see what the action is on Westport. A few cars. This is my routine. I go through Westport and then I head straight to the station and pick up my TVU.
Vehicles in the area of Green Valley. Then it was a white, smaller Chevy Cobalt occupied by two white males. Any information for county 56.
Winchell's. I used to go to Winchell's. There was one in Independence. I don't think Winchell's exists anymore, do they? Or were they bought out by... In the late 80s, I had a couple of years where I went to community college. And, well, a couple of years, 1 year.
Yeah.
And, but I lived in Independence. Didn't have any community colleges around it, so you had to go from Independence to Longview, and you had to pay this extra tuition, like, out of community colleges were part of Kansas City. And Independence wasn't part of that system at the time. You had to pay extra to go to the community college, which I did. And there was a Winchell's Donuts on 24 Highway where I used to live. Going to Winchell's and getting good donuts. Bad for you, but good donuts. Oh, there was kind of over here in Westport. I think they're gone, or there's something else. It was like donuts and beer, which doesn't seem like a good combo to me. Transmission is unstable due to a weak something or other. Thank you to my service provider. Used to be Sprint, but they got taken over by T. So if I'm stuttering and I'm unlistenable, it's because of that. Donut King, yes, Donut King. I first went to Donut King when they were up on Choteau. What's Homeland Security doing here in Westport? I think we have too many police and agencies these days. I don't know what Homeland Security is, what they do.
Have you been able to make contact with
Huh?
the responsible?
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking for roadblocks by anti-vaxxer truckers.
If you could attempt, I would appreciate it.
Copy, are we needing them to respond?
Yes, or assume responsibility.
Maybe they'll blockade Westport and not let people into the bars, and then the Civil War will really be on. Won't last very long.
203-229-034. Call 203-229-034. Get back to Marcellus County.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't too long ago that it was actually a drugstore. All right, I'm going to pick up my TVU here. When I do, I turn the thing off. It may, well, I don't think it'll be down for that long. I'm just going to pick up my TVU. But I do have to park somewhere and set some things up and try and get the car ready to go for later on today. It's 1 in the morning. I have to be ready to go by 3. Hopefully I won't get this big whoop, whoop, whoop. Chances are tonight, as cold as it is, if I'm called out, it'll be a fire. It's not wet or anything, so any accidents other than the usual 3 in the morning accidents. Drive like a snowboarder. How do snowboarders drive? Is it pretty scary? You can see the wind is still going pretty good. Been blowing all day. They go with the flow. Yeah, that could be good until the flow takes you somewhere you don't want to go. Ugh. Oops. Gotta throw that away. The scanners are pretty quiet. I guess I can turn this one on. Oh yeah, I drive like a grandpa in this stuff. I drive like a grandpa anyway.
3 in Waterford, releasing nothing. Copy. If you can take a glance over the warehouse just as far as
A person in the car next to me had their window rolled down.
Go ahead and withdraw.
people are still going into Winstead's. Yeah, with that streetcar. Yeah, Winstead seems to be like barely standing. I don't know how good that one is doing, but that's the last one left, I think. Yeah, I know. It's a Kansas City institution, but I don't know. Anyway, I have to shut it down here a second. I'll be back in probably about 15 or 20 minutes. Yeah.